Have you ever wondered how to transform moments of adversity into opportunities for personal growth? Imagine being in the midst of a personal storm, facing challenges that seem insurmountable. I was in exactly this situation a few years ago when a series of obstacles knocked me down in ways I had never experienced before. It was then that I discovered Stoicism and its powerful principles. These ancient teachings, developed by philosophers such as Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius, helped me transform my perception of adversity and find strength and resilience where I thought there was none. I was surprised to realize how these principles, which date back more than 2,000 years, are still extremely relevant and effective in the modern world. Why watch until the end? In this video, I will share with you the 7 Stoic principles that transformed my life and that can do the same for you. Let's explore together how each of these principles can be applied to overcome whatever obstacle you are facing. Stay with me until the end and discover how Stoicism can be the key to transforming adversity into opportunities. First principle, Stoic principles. Stoicism, a philosophy that emerged in ancient Greece around the 3rd century BC, was developed by thinkers such as Zeno of Citium, Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius. Although many of us think of philosophy as something distant and academic, Stoicism is a practical philosophy aimed at helping people live better, more meaningful lives. The Stoics believed that the key to a fulfilling life was living in accordance with nature and in harmony with reason. They emphasized the importance of virtue and wisdom, and taught that we should focus on what we can control and calmly accept what we cannot. These teachings are not just theoretical. They were applied in real situations by people who faced unimaginable adversity. The relevance of Stoicism in the modern world is impressive. In a time of constant change and uncertainty, Stoic principles offer a reliable guide for navigating life storms. Throughout this video, we'll explore 7 of these fundamental principles and see how to apply them to turn challenges into opportunities for personal growth. Second principle, perception. Perception is the first principle we will cover. In Stoicism, perception refers to the way we see and interpret the world around us. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, said, "It is not things that disturb us, but the opinions we have about them." This quote highlights the idea that our interpretation of events is what truly determines our emotional and mental state. For example, imagine losing your job. A person may see this as a catastrophe, a personal failure that leads to despair. Another, however, may perceive the same situation as an opportunity to reevaluate their life goals, learn new skills, or even start their own business. The difference is in perception. The Stoics teach us to cultivate an awareness that empowers us rather than defeats us. To do this, they suggest practical exercises, such as daily reflection, where we analyze our reactions to the day's events and look for ways to adjust our perceptions to a more constructive perspective. A modern example would be the practice of journaling, where you write about your experiences and try to identify patterns in how you perceive and react to challenges. Third principle, action. Action is the next Stoic principle. The Stoics believed that once we have the correct perception of a situation, we must take appropriate and rational actions. Marcus Aurelius, the famous Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, said, "What is in the way becomes the way." This means that the obstacles we face should not stop us, but rather guide and strengthen us. Taking action means being proactive rather than reactive. Rather than waiting for problems to resolve themselves, the Stoics encourage us to face challenges head-on and use our reason to find solutions. An inspiring case study is that of Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor. In his book, In Search of Meaning, Frankl describes how he found purpose and took meaningful action, even in the most horrific circumstances, applying principles very much in line with Stoicism. To apply this principle to your life, start by identifying an area where you feel like you are stuck. Ask yourself, what can I do now to improve this situation? Even small actions can create positive momentum and help overcome obstacles. Fourth principle, will. Will is a central principle in Stoicism. It refers to our ability to maintain determination and inner strength, regardless of external circumstances. Epictetus emphasized that true freedom comes from the strength of our will. No person is free if he is not master of himself. Developing a strong will means cultivating emotional and mental resilience. It is the ability to remain firm in our values and purposes, even when we face adversity. A practical example is that of Nelson Mandela, who spent 27 years in prison without losing hope or determination to fight for justice and equality. To strengthen your will, the Stoics recommend practicing regular self-reflection and meditation. Ask yourself, am I living according to my values? And how can I maintain my determination in the face of difficulties? By doing this, you develop an unshakable will that will help you overcome any obstacle. Fifth principle, acceptance of destiny, amor fati. Amor fati is a Stoic concept meaning love of fate. It's the idea of not just accepting, but loving everything that happens in our lives, whether good or bad. Nietzsche, inspired by the Stoics, said, "My formula for greatness in a human being is amor fati, that he wants nothing different, neither forward nor backward, for all eternity." Accepting destiny means recognizing that we have no control over many aspects of life, but we can choose our attitude towards them. This does not mean passivity. It means finding meaning and opportunity in every experience. Practicing amor fati can be challenging, especially in times of great difficulty. But the Stoics remind us that every event is an opportunity for growth and learning. A practical exercise is to reflect on past events that, at first glance, seemed negative, but ended up leading to something positive. By doing this, you can begin to see current challenges in a new light. Sixth principle, discipline of emotions. The Stoics believed in controlling and disciplining emotions. They did not advocate suppressing emotions, but rather understanding and managing them in a rational way. Seneca, another great Stoic philosopher, said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as work does the body." Staying calm in difficult situations is an essential skill. When we are dominated by negative emotions, our ability to make rational decisions is compromised. The Stoics recommend several techniques for controlling emotions, such as practicing meditation, daily reflection, and anticipating future challenges, premeditatio malorum. To apply this principle, start observing your emotional reactions and identify the triggers that provoke them. Work on breathing and meditation techniques to stay calm in times of stress. Over time, you will develop an emotional discipline that will allow you to face adversity with serenity and clarity. Seventh principle, the power of rationality. Rationality is a fundamental pillar of Stoicism. The Stoics believed that reason is our greatest tool for navigating life. Marcus Aurelius often wrote about the importance of using reason to keep a clear mind and make good decisions. The most important thing is not to get carried away by emotion. Under any circumstances, keep your mind calm and serene. Developing rational thinking involves practicing self-reflection and questioning our own assumptions. Instead of reacting impulsively, The Stoics encourage us to pause and reflect on the best possible response. To cultivate rationality, practice daily reflection, where you review the day's events and analyze your reactions. Ask yourself, was my reaction rational? And how can I respond more rationally in the future? By doing so, you will develop a clearer mind and a greater ability to face challenges logically and effectively. And so, we continue to explore Stoic principles and their practical applications to transform adversity into opportunities. In the next topics, we will dive even deeper into the concepts of virtue, resilience, control, patience, and many others, to equip you with the tools you need to face any challenge life throws at you. Stoic principles are more than philosophical ideas. They are practical tools we can use to transform our lives. By applying correct perception, taking determined actions, strengthening our will, accepting our destiny, disciplining our emotions, using reason and cultivating virtues, we can overcome any adversity. Remember, the key is to practice these principles daily. Life is full of challenges, but with Stoicism, we can see each obstacle as an opportunity for growth. Keep exploring, learning, and applying these principles, and you will see the difference they can make.